Hey, my name is Kyle and welcome to another video. And I'm going to tell you off the bat that this video isn't for everyone. In fact, this week I've made this video for me. I have recently been feeling a little bit weighed down by trying to make content for everyone, and it's been leaving me quite confined in my creativity. And I've yet to kind of figure out my creative voice and what I'm truly doing here on this channel. But I can tell you that I really love yoga. I try my best to put out regular yoga classes and try and make them as accessible to everyone as possible. And I'm also into film, video, taking pictures. And on the side, I run a small sort of creative film agency called Story Culture with a young, talented videographer and editor named Dave and a good friend of mine, Sam. I still get nervous speaking in front of camera, and I've yet to kind of get used to that and find my own creative voice and comfortability in front of camera. So for now, you'll just have to deal with the voiceovers. In this week's video, I wanted to create something that was more aligned with how I was really feeling. So Frankie's been quite sick, and Frankie is my dog. She came down with pneumonia and landed up in hospital. Then got a secondary infection, so she's been housebound, and it was raining a lot this week and it's cold, and I too was feeling quite tired, so I didn't really feel like leaving the house. And you'll kind of get my idea with this video as you go along. What I really want to talk about is this book that I was gifted a few years ago called The Artist's Way, and I'm going to be tackling it again, learning its lessons and trying to apply all the goodness from this book. It comes highly recommended, and kind of sharing with you my thoughts and takeaways from it and bring you along the journey. And at the same time, I'll kind of show you around the house and get a good idea of what a very quiet day looks like at Color Yoga. I'm sure that one day I'll be more comfortable with the whole speaking in front of camera thing. And I can tell you that when the camera goes on, you can just feel your personality get sucked into the lens. But I set myself this goal, and eventually I think it's going to become a cathartic process of just sharing how I feel and finding a space for me to express myself. And that was the whole idea with the channel, I suppose. But it all stems from when I was a kid, where my creativity and my sense of purpose wasn't really nourished or recognized. There wasn't much attention given to the arts at school. And as an adult, when I found myself working in a job that I didn't really like or didn't feel that passionate about, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I knew that for something to be sustainable and for you to be truly successful, and whatever that means to you, it needs to be backed by passion. You can start off with looking at your interests, but at that point, I didn't even have a sense of self. So the journey began with me quitting my job, flying off to India to rediscover myself and find my purpose and my passion. Recently, I've heard a lot of people say that they aren't creative. This is something that's kind of been bothering me, and I thought I'd speak about it this week. But my first major lesson in life was finding out that everyone is creative. We are creations. When you realize that all life is just a system and a flow of constant creation. And if you're not a part of that, that's probably why I was feeling quite stuck. Knowing that creation was key, it allowed me to become more creative. Allowing myself to create made me feel a part of life, and that was the purpose. I didn't exactly know what I wanted to do or what that looked like, but I knew that I wanted to create. And in the previous life, with my previous jobs, I wasn't creating. I was a part of someone else's creation. Not that that was a bad thing. I think that there are good lessons in that, and knowing what you don't want to do narrows down what you do want to do. I guess the one thing that actually really put things into perspective was that if you had to eliminate money out the question and say to yourself, if there was one thing you could do every day for the rest of your life, what would that be? And you could start with that. That's what kind of got me going. I really loved photography, and I was getting more increasingly into mindfulness and yoga and trying to figure out my own mind. And it kind of set me off on the right path. Also, not confining myself to become one thing. Over time, your interests change and you learn new skills and opportunities present themselves, and for you to be so rigid and not go with the flow in that sense can also confine you. So allowing myself to be free, giving myself the grace to experiment and to begin again was something that really helped me in that journey. I changed my life around a few years ago, and I'm still figuring things out. I started off taking pictures, but it got me into video, which is kind of just motion pictures. From there, it got me into this YouTube channel. I have now kind of got an idea of where my path would lead, and it's slightly different as time goes by, but I hope to develop this channel to build an audience where I can share and provide a space for people to experience yoga and its lessons. I would also like to build and develop a physical space to hold trainings and workshops and these kind of things which other people can share. And if you've ever felt compelled to help in this journey, I have got a Patreon page down below. You can have a look at it. I currently have one Patreon supporter, which is amazing. I can't actually believe that someone is willing to contribute a monthly amount to my vision. And I'll leave a link down below. You can go have a look, and if anything interests you, you can check it out. But I believe that through your own self-discovery and just observing your own passions and what your interests sort of lean to, in the beginning it may not be noticeable, but over time you'll pick it up and you can slowly push it from there. And you can also hit me up down below if you want to have a chat about it. I'm more than happy to discuss and hear your thoughts. For me personally, my mind was the perfect playground to understand what mindfulness and yoga does and how to come from a place of discomfort or discontent. I won't really dive into my own personal issues, but it does stem around the traditional anxiety and depression and just general dis-ease in my own skin. And over time, I've managed to see the opportunity and know that one thing gives context to the next. And with a little bit of patience and a little bit of love, you can slowly start to find comfort in yourself. I know that it can be super hard, especially when you're starting from zero, but you'll find that you come across certain things that show you that it is possible. It may even just be a sunset or a brief moment that gives you the context that there is stillness out there. And that's kind of all you really need. You just need to step blindly into the unknown and be willing to change and learn as you go, and things will change eventually, trust me. And no one really knows what's really going on in life. It's short, it can be very unpleasant, and it's super tough, but there's no need to dive into that or be held down by that. You can find ways to provide yourself with relief, and it doesn't always have to be yoga, but trust me, it's really good. Over this channel, I want to continue to share my lessons in hopes that you can take something from it. Right now, I'm trying to make a living off YouTube, trying to build a channel to use this as a platform to move forward with my life. It's a real challenge, I must say. You can join in this journey with me, and I'm open to changing and to shifting things, hearing suggestions. So if you are wanting to get involved, you can just let me know in the comments. I have a particularly quiet audience at the moment, but I'm planning to change that. So if you'd like to begin, you can just start off by sharing your name and where you're from. I would like to get to meet you. I've got a few followers that I've kind of opened up dialogue with, and it's really cool. It helps me a lot. If that's the contribution that you'd like to make, then I would love to hear from you. If you feel that you could be feeling differently in your life, that you could do with some change, then I'll tell you that this is the place for you. It's not that I'm going to provide you with any answers, but I will say that opening up the dialogue with people is the first step. But I couldn't be more grateful for this channel and being able to find a place where I can express myself and be creative in whatever sense I like. The idea with this video is that I didn't really feel like leaving the house this week. It wasn't my week in that sense, and I kind of just stuck with that. And recently I watched a movie, it was called The Outfit. I've been recommending it to everyone, it's amazing. But only at the end did I realize that this entire movie was shot in one shop. And it blew my mind. It was such a strong narrative, and it just showed me that one doesn't have to go over the top to make things that attractive. So I tried my best this week to make this video nice to watch. Everything in my house, I hope you like it. I'm off to the Karoo in the next video, so it'll be everything outside my house. But for this week, I tried my best to see how creative I could get. And trust me, it's not something that was comfortable for me. I mean, I had all the doubts, but I can tell you that I had a really nice time and it made me feel good. So I will continue to share my lessons, my journeys of becoming an online YouTuber, trying to build a space. And if you feel like you could shed some discontent in some fashion, then this is the right space for you. I hope that you've enjoyed the video. I've created a new color for the wall, Color Yoga with Kyle. It's something slightly different. I've had an idea in the beginning which I was hesitant to start because I thought it was maybe a little bit too creative. But this next series is going to be called the Audio Flow. It's got a little twist to it, so I hope you like it. It's going to be my voice narrating the yoga class, and then I will be practicing the class with you on screen. The idea is that the sequences and the flows will begin quite simple. I'm going to encourage you to try and close your eyes and not look at the screen and listen to the voice and have minimal distractions so you can kind of draw your attention inwards. For me personally, that's how I would really like to do yoga, where I'm able to practice at home and develop my home practice without having to rely on a screen. So give it a go and see what you think. I hope that you like it, and it's open to suggestions. So if you feel like something could be different along the way, please let me know and I'm happy to change. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you have yet to subscribe and you fancy joining in, you can always hit the little subscribe button down below. I would, however, like to hear from you. So if you want to pop your name down below and introduce yourself, that would be amazing. And as always, I will be sending you all the love, and I hope you're feeling good out there, wherever you are and whoever you are. Namaste.